Always stop me then. Don't tell me cause it hurts.
I love that song.
Yeah. Don't speak until you know what you're supposed to be using.
But then we want you to speak, so it's also fun too. So yes, speak.
Yes, speak with the right equipment and the right apps.
But know what you're going to say when you speak.
Yes. Welcome, Tech Tuesday. For those of you who weren't with us yesterday, it was podcast day on Master It. And so we're talking about cool podcasting stuff.
It is. And Tech Tuesday is always my favorite. And, you know, but you get kind of like, it's funny because I think about equipment also as tech, not just websites and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe another time we can go through different equipment and stuff like that. But websites are so much fun. There's so many different apps out there. And I don't even know what to call them now because it's like they're a website, but they're also an app.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I think everyone, you know, you talked at fairly great length yesterday about, you know, you can use your phone, so there's no special equipment there. You know, we talked about strategy and what you needed to be able to say or what you wanted to think about for your show. So now we just get to talk about fun, cool things.
Exactly. Well, yours is very cool. Mine, I found this kind of by accident, actually, and I was I was on a guy's podcast because of this particular platform, which was really cool. So I went back and listened and it worked out really well. So actually, as much as this one doesn't sound super exciting, it's actually really cool because there's a lot of opportunity with it. So to do the drum roll, don't speak, SpeakPipe.
Yay!
So SpeakPipe is free. It's a website. It's speakpipe.com. So not super complicated. I'll put the links to these in the comments afterwards. But basically what it looks like is exactly this. So you can receive a voice message directly from your website. So someone can click record. So what I want to do is I'm just going to take this off of stream for a second. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on my website so that you can see what it looks like in a real situation. So this is my website. This is my podcast website that you can listen to. And when you go down, it's right here. Send a voice message. I just literally took the code and put it on my website. And if you click start recording, you allow it to use your microphone and it says, "Hi, Stacy. I'd like to ask you this question about podcasting, producing, technology, live stream, whatever." You press stop and send and you're done.
Nice.
So then I get an email with that, with the voice message. So you can use that in a video. You could use that in a blog. You could use that in a LinkedIn article because you can upload the audio and say, you know, here's a question and here's my answer. You can obviously use it in a podcast. You can get guests to ask you questions, feedback. If they want to ask questions of a specific guest, you can have that ahead of time and embed that in. And I just think it's really such a cool.
Yeah, because you can. It's a great thing to have for your podcast so you can incorporate it in, right? And just say, hey, yeah, this is the question. Here are the questions, because we always talk, we just say it, right? We go, here are the questions, because we got them on direct message, or obviously nobody spoke them to us, most of them. But this is way cooler because, yeah, it gives you kind of live content on your podcast. It seems live, even though it isn't, right?
Well, exactly. And like I said, the one that I was on, he kind of posted in a Facebook group and said, does anyone want to ask me a question? I'll answer it on my next podcast. I'm like, oh, let's see how this works. Went on his site, click. And then when I listen to his podcast, there's my question, but it's my voice.
Yeah.
So it's like, hi, I'm Stacy Maynard. I would like to ask you this. And then he does a little piece around it too. So I just thought, what a cool little thing. I don't even know what to call it. Widget thing that you can put on your website. Yeah. And it's free.
And so make sure everyone understands very little coding. Right? So that's the key. So for most people's websites now, you generally have you'll usually have a block or something that says custom code, regardless of who you use, whether it's WordPress or Squarespace or whatever, you'll usually have a little block. So it's not like you have to go into the back end, right? You're just using custom code essentially.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have, there's no coding, which is really cool. And it walks you through the process as well.
Yeah. So a lot of these things, they're little things, but there's the cool thing. Like it'll take you, you know, whatever, 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the most to set up, right? And so you set it up and then you really just forget about it. And then like, it's not like something you have to monitor because they send you an email. So essentially, you know, when you get a message, then you're like, oh yeah, cool, I can use this on my next podcast. And you can direct people, which is cool because you direct them to your website, which is a great thing, a great tool to have as well, to say, hey, you know, you don't even have to type it out because nobody wants to do all that because we're lazy now. It's kind of like, you know, when you're watching Netflix, I don't know who's got Apple TV. When you're watching, when you're, so if you're in Apple TV and you're searching and then it goes, oh, you know, would you like to, you know, just use the voice? And so you don't even have to search by clicking in. You just click the voice and you do it. Everyone's a little bit lazy now.
Well,
so
you don't want to click around to so many different sites. It's like click here and then go here and then click here. And then, you know, they're clicking around and it becomes complicated.
Exactly.
So I love the fact that they made this super easy. It was click, record, send.
Awesome.
Done. There's nothing else to do, which is really cool. But yours is even cooler. This one I use. It's the one I recommend.
Yeah, so I've been using it for a while, and it's called Headliner. And Stacy will put in the link, and she'll put up the screen. So Headliner is free. You can do the free version. I only use the free version. You can use the pro if you want. But Headliner is very cool because all you have to do is put in your, you don't even have to put in your feed because you can just put in what the name of your podcast is and it'll find it. And the free version gives you 10 videos a month. And what that does is you can set up how it looks and it'll turn it into a video. So you can pick a template and then you can, it'll upload your latest podcast and then it'll convert it into an entire video, and it will also give you the transcript. So the cool thing is, and if you guys have seen my Instagram feed on Sundays, you'll see that, you know, there's a little embed and it plays like 45 seconds of my podcast in my post. And that's all I'm doing is taking out, I'm taking it right from Headliner, and it gives you options. You can do you can download the full podcast. It can download a snippet. It can download whatever, and you can change which ones you want, but it's all free. And then if you wanted to, for example, download the whole podcast, now it's on a video. It's just the picture of your, you know, whatever you've chosen as the template on your front, but you can now take that entire video, which is what YouTube, right?
Hang on, pause. Sorry.
Okay. So you can upload that whole video into YouTube because now video, and that's how I get it into the post, because I'm not uploading audio into my Instagram. It's actually a video that I'm uploading, and that's what you see playing. So when you see all those audio, you know, the wave file, that's it's all Headliner, and it, like I said, it's all free. You can go to the pro version and do a heck of a lot more, but I only use the free one. So you know, I just think it's crazy because I couldn't believe it. Here's the thing, like even the transcripts downloaded. So I use a transcript. This is what I do, so you know my secrets. So the day that I do my podcast Sunday, I upload this piece and then I take that same snippet right from the transcript, and that's my post on Instagram for the day. So I don't even have to think about it because it transcribed it already. How cool is that? And it's right away, right? It's very fast, and you don't have to load.
That it just turns it into a video file, because as we all know, video is so important for all social media, and it gets you noticed because it's a video file. It's actually an MP4. But I love the wave that it goes with your voice, and it creates it all automatically, and it's free.
Yeah, you don't do anything. I haven't even done everything that it allows you to do, but because I just let it usually just run on its own in the background and grab it. And even if you want to, for example, you can download the whole thing, and then you can go open it with QuickTime because it's a video now, right? And now you can trim it to whatever you want. So say you want your podcast is an hour and you only want 20 minutes, you can actually trim it to what you want in QuickTime after you can do it here. It's fully editable in Headliner. But if you've already downloaded the full one and you want to change it anytime, you can. So it's really, really cool. Yeah. So I think Stacy put the link on. You want to grab that because, again, it's free. free. So, we talked about it yesterday, what's holding you back. Stacy told you all about that you don't really need any tech, right? I told you about how you have to figure out your strategy. And then today we're also giving you extra free stuff. So basically your cost to do your podcast right now is nothing.
A big fat zero. So price is not a barrier anymore, which is great. So, and I love Headliner, and I have tried, I think there's 2 or 3 other ones that do something similar.
Wave or something. I think it's called Wave.
Wave. And then I think there's one actually called Audiogram. I can't remember.
You're right.
Headliner is by far the best.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. So jump on those 2 links, get them both for free. I think even if you like Headliner, you can, I think there's a pro version you can trial for 2 weeks. I just don't need it, but like there might be something cool on the pro version you like. I don't even know what is on the pro version.
I've never bought it because I just use the free version because I don't need any more than what they give me for free.
Yeah, so 10 videos a month is a lot because who does 10 podcasts a month? Not too many people.
There are people that do, and I know that there's agencies that would want to use the pro version, but to me, it's fine.
And I caught this one. I learned Headliner from Gary V. Actually.
Oh, you've had
he had promoted it a long time ago. I don't know if he still uses it, but he used to use it, and that was like, oh, that's cool. If he uses it, and he's one of those guys that does podcasts probably every day.
Exactly. So, he probably has the
10 a day.
I love the fact that you can take an audio file and make it visual for social media. Like,
it's great. And it was a challenge because I just was testing. I wanted to put something on YouTube. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
Like I was like, how do I don't want to go into iMovie or Final Cut or who wants to do all that? It's too much work. This thing does it for you and it's free.
Exactly, which I love. So awesome. We were fast today.
We were fast because they were so cool. And everyone's still a little timid on stuff they don't really know about, so they don't ask questions. But if anyone does have a question, feel free to ask it now or anything that we talked about yesterday, right? Yeah. And hopefully you guys all watched it and you were writing your notes and you're thinking about what you can do next to actually start your own. So exactly. That's it. So we are back on Friday for Free for All. So Friday's a great opportunity for you guys to run some of your, your podcast ideas by us, right? Perfect time. Right. Like, don't be shy because it's, when do you get an opportunity to say, I work on strategy and Stacy works on actually producing podcasts. So you can ask us anything you want, and maybe by next week, you guys will be ready to rock and put your own up there, right?
Which would be really cool. So what I can do is, if anybody wants any feedback from any visual perspective, whether it's the title or whether you have some podcast art that's floating around, or even just positioning, send it to me via email, and I'm happy to bring it up on the screen so people can see it. And they can offer their opinion and get some feedback. And then also, obviously, we'll chime in on our 2 cents worth as well.
Or post it in the group. You can post it directly if you want. Stacy can grab it as well. Absolutely. So, there's lots of things, but I can't emphasize enough. You guys should really be coming with your questions because it's an opportunity, right? And you've got us.
Wants to know where you find all of these, or where we find all of these great apps and platforms and all of this stuff. And
well, they kind of find us, Linda.
You know what? It's funny that you said that because I was literally going to say the same thing. Like, I don't think, I stumble across these because we live in the world. We're constantly, but we're also constantly paying attention.
And we will so I'll tell you, I was in somebody's Instagram this morning, like 5 a.m. And they had some really cool stuff. And it was not a tech thing, but they had some really cool stuff. And then I was like, okay, let me see this. And I'm like, I wonder how they deliver this. And then I went through their cart to see how they deliver. And then I found somebody else who is a fulfillment place for brands that do all this. So it's just because we kind of follow the trail, because both Stacy and I have a huge curiosity on where the back end of things, right? So when we see something that we think is kind of interesting, we're like, okay, let's see where this goes, right? Where does this go? Uh-oh, am I frozen? I think I might be. Oh, I don't know if Stacy's gone or I'm gone, guys. So I'll just keep talking like we're still live, because I can't really see it. So so here we go. So anytime you see somebody doing something that you like, right? If you see something that you like, then try to go into the back end of stuff and find out what they're doing or what they're using. And if you really love something, then I would say ask the person directly. So if somebody said, so for example, okay, let's talk about this. So, because I get really excited about this stuff. So on my podcast Sundays, I just told you that I download from Headliner, right? And then what you see I embed it in. So the background image you see is actually from Canva, right? It's from Canva. And then the voice, the video is actually from Headliner. So that's really what happens. And actually, somebody's sending me a note, and I have to read it because I don't have glasses on. So it's only me. Stacy is frozen and we're good and you can hear me. Well, that's important. So when you see it, if you saw something and said, Fay, that's really cool, DM me, direct message me and say, what did you use? I will tell you. We try to give you as much as we can when we're here on Tech Tuesday, but I don't know what, what's coolest and what's the best thing for you, the next iteration, whatever you're doing. So if you say, I'm looking for this, then just direct message us. Usually the best for us is for me is Instagram, because it's the one thing I check every day. I don't really look at Facebook a lot. Sorry, I know we're on Facebook, but I'm overwhelmed in Facebook because I have too many direct messages. When that advent of the bot came, I think we were all kind of flooded. Now it's like not a big deal anymore, but it was very, very hard to decipher what was a real message or not. So whenever you see something cool, just go ahead and DM us and say, what are you using? We use so many things, we don't even know what we're using half the time. So there's just some really cool stuff. The thing that I was talking about with the post, there's one other piece to it. And then maybe we'll talk about it next week, because there's two cool apps that will really help with integrating everything into your feeds and into your spaces. But I guess the question to you guys, for those of you still with me, the question for you guys is, what do you want to train about next week? We had your list on social media, but what is it? Do you want to learn something about strategy? Do you want funnels? We talked about funnels before, but do you want something high converting sales pages? Scripts that work for your business, how to use Pinterest. Like, what is it that you guys really want to learn next? Because we're going by who sends us information about what they want. So if you can do that, then we'll be happy to fill it in. So here's my glasses again. And you like these ones are a little bit caddish, right? I kind of thought they were cool. I like them because they're not too glary, because I'm always glaring. So Teresa, scripts would be great. Great, Teresa, what kind of scripts do you want? Do you want landing page scripts? Do you want scripts when you're talking to clients? Do you want sales scripts? Whatever you guys want, sales. Yay, Teresa, everybody wants sales scripts. Perfect. Linda wants Pinterest. Yeah, it's confusing. Yes, it's confusing, but it's not confusing once you use it. So Linda, remember when you didn't use Instagram and you were scared Instagram stories, which was 2 weeks ago. Then all of a sudden, remember we went through and it was really simple. So the same thing's going to happen when you do Pinterest or anything else. All of a sudden, it becomes easy for you because you just walked through the simple little steps. So that's all good. So, okay, so we got Pinterest, we got client sales scripts. So I tell you what, I'm going to talk to Stacy. We're going to come up with something cool and we'll get it to you. And then remember, so whatever we use, actually scripts is kind of interesting, Teresa, because I have a really cool app for that. Believe it or not. So, okay, guys. I don't know. Let's see if Stacy texted me. Her internet went down. You see, I'm in the cottage. I'm in Georgian Bay and my internet is okay. And she's in the city. Her internet went down, which is kind of funny. All right. So let's do this. So Friday, come with your questions. Again, keep sending whatever you want put on the feed about stuff that you're interested in learning about. And then we will announce something on Friday about what we're going to do on Monday, which should be cool. For those of you guys who want to share your ideas on podcasting, that we'd love to see it because I think that you are ready. You have enough information already to be able to do a show. There she is. That's okay. I like taking the stage. No problem. I was just wrapping up.
And now my whole setup and everything got all screwed because I was like moving around, going to my internet box.
That's okay. We just talked trash about you. Now you're back.
You know what? I would too.
So I was just saying to everyone that they can, ask them to list what they want to hear about next in terms of next Monday's training, because we'll be happy to do that. And then on Friday, just talk about podcasts. So we're good. You came back just in time to say, see ya. Okay, guys, so go get working on those podcasts. Go check out those free apps because you're going to think we're so cool that we found all these. All right. I'm out for now.
Bye.
See you guys.